Alright, gonna do a little video here to react to the final questline and final cinematic that's coming up for the end of patch, which is called What Lies Ahead, the What Lies Ahead chapter. So let's go ahead and do this. Symbol of hope. Before Anduin followed the jailer through the gateway, he dropped something. I'm not sure what it was, but Jaina picked it up. Perhaps this is a sign that Anduin is still fighting back against the jailer. We need to find out what this object was and why the young king left it for us.
Let honor guide Jaina. What was it that Anduin left behind?
A compass. It was a gift to his father. Varian had it with him just before we fought the Legion on the Broken Shore. I don't believe Anduin dropped it by accident. He must have wanted us to find it.
As a sign that he hasn't been fully dominated by the jailer's power?
I believe it's more than that. I sense an enchantment upon the compass.
Ooh, using the light powers, woo.
Will you help us examine the compass?
Of course, Jaina.
What you got? Alright, Bolvar. Jaina.
The compass is imbued with memory.
I sense it too. Very clever, Anduin. What did you want us to see?
Dromkar.
Let's find out.
Together.
The battle is almost upon us. I will deal with the invading forces atop Torghast. When we reach Oribus, you will defend Zoval while he completes the ritual.
You mean he will compel me to defend him? Each time he dominates my will, I feel myself slipping further away. Is this what you felt when Arthas raised you, Sylvanas? Hollow, empty, everything you once were, consumed by darkness.
Yes, young lion. But in the end, the sacrifices we've made will have been worth it. Once the cycle of life and death has been broken and remade, we will...
By that time, I'll have been lost. And so will you. I only hope my friends will remember me as I was. Not what you made me to be.
Okay. Remade
Well met.
the reality. Anduin Wrynn does not deserve such a fate. We must fight to save him.
For Azeroth.
Bolvar.
All have a duty to fulfill.
Okay, go get the sigils from each covenant. Our efforts were focused on preventing the jailer from shattering the barrier around the mall and invading the rest of the Shadowlands. Instead, he expanded the mall itself to envelop Oribos and claim the Arbiter's Sigil. He just expanded the mall. I do not fully understand what we witnessed atop Torghast, but the Primus certainly does. It is time to enact his contingency plan. The Covenants will arrive with their sigils shortly. Inform the Primus that we are ready to begin.
Balance must be restored.
Alright, Primus. What's plan B?
The hour of battle is upon us. Zoval may have won the battle, but he will not win the war. We stand united in purpose, and together we shall claim victory. Covenants of the Shadowlands, step forward.
Oh, hello, everyone. Moonberry, Draka, Uther. Well, they trusted Uther, that's nice. And the Stone Right. Okay. Or did I just click them? I'll take this. I'll take this. Take this. And I'll take this. And I'll go on off to the Torghast again and go give it to Zoval. That should go well. Now what?
Four covenants united. Our hope stands renewed.
Okay. You have them. Great.
Mortal.
Now your work begins. Which is...
Primus, what we witnessed in the Arbiter's chamber, it was beyond mortal understanding.
Yeah, it was. What is he doing?
Once, Zoval stood among us as the Arbiter. Yet, he defied the will of the First Ones, and sought to unmake the balance of the cosmos. For his crimes, we stripped our brother of his power, and bound him to the Maw. It was I who scribed the runes of domination upon his flesh. We used Zoval's anima to construct a new Arbiter, one that would be dispassionate and just. I should have realized that he would never stop fighting to reclaim his power and see his schemes through to their bitter end.
What will his
Makes sense.
next move be?
Zoval pursues the secrets locked within the sepulchre. Should he find the knowledge he seeks, all that you know will be undone. 4 sigils represent the renewed hope of the Covenants. I will use them to forge a key. Though I must find something to replace the Arbiter's sigil. Keep pressing the attack against the Jailer's forces. When the key is ready, I will call for you. Death comes for the soul of your world, mortal. But together, we may yet save it.
Another reference to Soul of the World. So we got references to Azeroth. The Sepulchre has been referenced once again. So we're definitely going there. Alright, what do you have to say about all this, Uther? Stay a while and listen.
Only anger. By the light. Jaina Proudmoore. Is that you?
Uther?
A nice little reunion.
Tyrion! Of course, it suits you.
I barely recognized you, my lady. The last time we spoke, was it?
Stratholme. After the calling.
I remember. You still think of him too, don't you? Even after all these years.
I've tried to put the past behind me. Now, with what's been done to Anduin, all those painful memories have flooded back again.
Memories are like mirrors. They show us parts of ourselves. Sometimes parts we'd like to forget. But you can choose what lessons to carry forward and what to leave behind.
I loved him, you know.
As did I. Take that love with you, Jaina. Let it lend you strength in dark times.
Thank you, Uther. Can you stay a while and talk? There's so much I'd like to share.
Nice. Nice. What do you got?
There is much to be done.
Greetings, my friend.
Venari.
I have been woefully misrepresented. I can be a good friend, a useful friend to those in need,
Okay.
and everyone is in need of something.
Something.
You more than most from what I hear. In fact, I imagine this conversation is merely a pretext for you to inquire what I
Zareth Mortis. What is that?
Do you long to see the realm of the first ones for yourself?
one day, perhaps, if the purpose wills it.
Were you not assigned to Corthia for your intellect, your curiosity? Perhaps your purpose, my friend, is not to hoard knowledge, but to share it with those who would put it.
Skillfully put, Venari.
I admit there are so many theories to explore, so many discoveries to be made. No, I will not think of it. Be gone, broker. I need nothing from you.
Oh, come on.
Today, perhaps. But one day you will. And when that time comes,
Zareth Mortis is the zone. The Sepulchre is at the center of it. And that's the next zone we're going to in 9.2. Calling it. Not that it's that surprising. What's this? A book appears to have been recently knocked off the table from the nearby Venthyr encampment. The Venthyr would likely appreciate returning it to them before one of the grommets uses it for nesting material.
Did you truly believe you were my only means of escape, mortal? I offered you an opportunity, one that you blithely refused. You will pay the price for crossing me. But first, there are more important matters that demand my attention. So enjoy this brief reprieve. It is the last you will ever know.
Oh, Mal'Ganis. Oh, Mal'Ganis. Appears you and Mal'Ganis are not done with one another. When you finally confront the jailer, you are certain the jailer will be there as well. Indeed. Mal'Ganis. I'm not going to actually carry it back, though. They don't want the book. And I think that's it. Let me just go up here to make sure. There's no more talk tos. Got my new fancy. Oh yeah, we're putting that on. I'm gonna put that on in a minute. Make all these heads or things go away. Yeah, anyone else here? Big Thrall or anyone else is still here. Jailer moved. Okay. I'll put on the gear and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So the memory, I don't know how he bound it. He's not a mage. I guess priests can do that kind of crap too. Little sus. Little sus. But, we'll ignore that for now. Nice. Need big shoulders. Those shoulders are ridiculous. Those are also ridiculous. The gold goes well with this color scheme, though. Fix this too. But it's interesting. Like, alright, so he feels like Arthas. Sylvanas is reflecting on that. However, where's Sylvanas? Where did we put her? Why is that not discussed at all? Where is she being jailed at right now? And then, on top of that, like, okay, so we know Sepulchre. We know Zareth Mortis is the name of the first one's realm. Whatever that means, wherever that is. And we're just not going to talk about or deal with Sylvanas at all. And I guess that definitely confirms. So Sylvanas is captured. And we have the book coming out in February. That'll be like a retrospective on her whole life / her dealing with Anduin before all this happened. So maybe it has to do with present times, but it's reflecting back on that. But I don't know. It's hard to imagine where that's going. It's interesting. I don't hate it. It's predictable. It's nothing new, unfortunately. He already said the Sepulchre. We could have assumed that we're going to go there. We don't know what that means. We can now assume it's in Zereth Mortis, wherever that is, that we're going to have to go to there. Mal'Ganis is involved, clearly. You have Sire Denathrius involved somehow. Why he'd want to play second fiddle to Zobal is interesting. And again, they just confirm things we already knew if you're paying attention. When Zobal reclaims his last key, he says it's his. He's getting something back that was stolen from his power, his key. He was the Arbiter. So that's confirmed. Makes sense. He was not just, he was not dispassionate. He wanted to do his own shit, and they weren't going to let it. But it's interesting, like with Bastion, like the, not Forsaken, Forsworn had a point. They have a point and they accepted it. So Val probably has a point to a degree that the first one's design is flawed, but his way of going about it obviously is very cartoon villainish. So I don't know. I'm curious to see more about his motivations and what he actually wants to do, other than just Thanos snap the World of Warcraft. So that's it for now. Tell me what you think. What do you think is coming next in the story? What do you think about Zoval's master plan coming to fruition? How do you think we're going to make the Arbiter / Zoval's key? Because we need that for the Covenants to make the key to get to Zereth Mortis, presumably. Do you think Sylvanas... Think we're going to have a 0.5 patch that deals with Sylvanas at all, that has anything extra to kind of bridge the gap, or do you think we're sitting here until February? Curious to hear what you think. Remember to hit the like and the comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace!